Hello all. This is third unit of IoT, and today in this third unit we will going to discuss some points contents given, okay, towards web of things, related platform design methodologies, then servicing through uniform interface, syndicating things, web enabling, okay, constraint devices, future web of things, and some other part IoT physical devices and endpoints, then IoT devices, Raspberry Pi interfaces, Arduino interfaces, programming Raspberry Pi with Python, and last other IoT devices. Okay, and today we are going to focus on this part, means towards web of things, means definition of web of things, platform design methodologies, and servicing through uniform interface. And here, web of things. Web of things is a web. It is also related to IoT. Okay, to enable communication between smart things and web-based application. Here, web-based applications are given. Okay, like Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Opera, then IE, Internet Explorer, okay, etc. Okay, the web of things means short form is WOT. Okay, is a computing concept that describes a future where everyday objects are fully integrated with the web. Okay, means here smart devices would be able to communicate with each other using web standards. Okay, and the goal of WOT, that is web of thing, the goal of WOT is to improve the interoperability and usability. Okay, in this figure there are two pillars of web shown. First, HTTP's universe resource locator, and second one, web browsers multi-tiered architecture application servers. 2.0, web 2.0 and web 1.0. Web 1.0, it is basic level and it contains internet of documents. Then advanced level, web 2.0, that is internet of multimedia. And third one, web 3.0 version, that is our IoT, internet of things. Okay, next slide. Before going to this point, first we have to know about difference between IoT and WOT. Okay, internet of things and web of things. Okay, see, first point is IoT is a network of things which are anything that can be connected in some form to the internet. Means this is related to internet. Okay, and WOT is web network created for proper handling and using the potential of IoT platforms to provide better future. And this WOT is related to web. Okay. IoT is a hardware layer to connect everything to the internet, and WOT is software layer to connect everything to the web. Okay. This is hardware layer and this is software. And communication interfaces. From a box of oranges with an RFID tag to a smart city and to everything in between, all these digitally augmented objects make up the IoT. That is, deals with our actuators, the sensors, computation and communication interfaces. Okay, and WOT deals with protocols and web servers. All those applications for IoT devices make up the WOT. Fourth point, there is a different protocol for each and every IoT devices, and WOT makes it easy by using single protocol for multiple IoT devices. Fifth one, IoT platforms are hard to program due to multiple protocols, and here due to common APIs to handle the protocol WOT, programming is easier. IoT standards and prototypes are not public. They are privately funded and are not publicly accessible. Insecure data transmission here. And WOT is free for everyone and can be accessed anytime, anywhere. Okay. And last one, IoT is tightly coupled between the applications and networks, and whereas the WOT platform design methodologies, and platform design methodologies means design methods like procedure. Design methods means procedures, techniques, tools for designing purpose. Okay, for example, Windows, Mac OS are the examples of computer platforms. Okay, and this point, okay, already discussed in previous lesson. Okay. Our next point is servicing through uniform interface. Okay, uniform interface defines the interface between clients and servers. Okay, each method syntax and the meaning of each method do not change from application to application or from resource to resource. For example, REST stands for representational state transfer. Representational state transfer. Okay, and here REST defines 6 architectural constraints. Okay, first one is uniform interface, second client server, third stateless, fourth cacheable, fifth layered system, and sixth one code on demand, and this one point is optional. Okay, first one, uniform interface. Okay, uniform interface, it is the interface between client and server. Okay, a resource in the system should have only one logical URI. URI stands for uniform resource interface, and that should provide a way to fetch related or additional data. Any single resource should not be able to large and contain each and everything in its representation. Okay, means once a developer becomes familiar with one of your API, okay, then he should be able to follow a similar approach. Those representations across the system should follow specific guidelines such as naming conventions, link formats, data formats. Data formats should be in XML or JSON format. Okay, and all resources should be accessible through a common approach such as HTTP GET method, and similarly modified using a consistent approach. Second one, client server. Okay, this constraint essentially means that client application and server application must be able to evolve separately without any dependency on each other, and a client should know only resource URIs and keep it simple. Means servers and clients may also be replaced and developed independently. Okay, third one, stateless. Stateless means make all client server interactions stateless. Okay, the server will not store anything about the latest HTTP request the client made, and it will treat every request as new, and no session and no history. Means the client is responsible for managing the state of the application. Okay, fourth one constraint is cacheable. In today's world, the caching of data and responses is important wherever they are applicable or possible. ML page. Okay, means well managed caching, okay, partially or completely eliminates some client server interactions with improving your scalability and performance. Okay, and caching brings performance improvement for the client side and better scope for scalability for a server because the load has reduced. And last one is caching can be implemented on the server or client side. Fifth constraint is layered system. Okay, REST, REST, okay, allows you to use a layered system architecture where you deploy the APIs on server A and store data on server B and authenticate requests in server C. That is, a client cannot tell whether it is connected directly to end server or intermediary. Okay, and last constant is optional, and code on demand, this constant is optional. Okay, and most of the time you will be sending the static representations of resources in the form of XML or JSON format. Means all of the above constraints help you and you should follow them. Okay.